Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. And we are happy to have with us in the studio our very first guest in the person of Miss Ashadi Duncan. Fishing, a relaxing pastime for some, a job for others, and it's even in the competitive scene. In St. Kitts and Nevis, there are efforts to bring recognition of fishing as more than a pastime, but also a viable income source. Additionally, fishing is becoming more visible and accepted by many. During the month of November, the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, and Marine Resources hosted a fishing competition in the community of Dippy. On our reflection segment this morning, we are joined by Ashadi Duncan, Fisheries Assistant at the Department of Marine Resources, who played an instrumental role in coordinating this event. Welcome, Ashadi.
Thank you for having me.
So we're talking all about fishing this morning, so it seems. What was the purpose of the fishing tournament that was launched, and was it the first of its kind?
The fishing tournament that we held in November last month, it was to showcase the livelihood of our fishers of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, and it was ocean pelagic based. That way we can give a relief on the more nearshore species like the parrotfish, which is very essential to the reef, and also like the lobster fishery and the conch fishery right now. It's the first fishing tournament of its kind which was to celebrate World Fisheries Day, because we don't normally have activities to celebrate that particular day in St. Kitts and Nevis. So it was fun coordinating, planning, and overworking myself for the event, but I think it came off really, really well. And we got a lot of good feedback, some negative, but I mean, there's always room for improvement. Right. So we would just take these and try to improve moving forward.
Okay. I mean, you mentioned something just now, saying that I'm not quite sure if I understand. I don't know all these special fishing terms. Is it that they went out further into the ocean to not catch the
nearshore species? So some of these species would include like dolphin fish, which is locally known as mai-mai, sailfish, swordfish, sharks.
So those are what you catch further out?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it's fat-based, which is a fish aggregating device. So that's just like a placement out in the water, and then it brings in, it's like a shelter for smaller fish, and then the bigger fish will go and feed it, so it becomes like a feeding ground. And then the fishers will go and troll around it and catch the big fish.
Okay, so we were talking about the tournament. So is it going to become an annual thing? Can we expect it every December, every World Fisheries Day?
You know what? I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping it does. Hopefully the big men are talking about it. But
big men and women.
Well, of course, big men and women are speaking about it. Whether it's to celebrate World Food Day or World Fisheries Day activities, I do hope to see like us sharing the livelihood of our fishers, because a lot of farmers get recognition, but not really our fishers. So I'm hoping this would help push that side of the industry.
Correct.
So, out of curiosity, I really do have to ask, what happened to the fish that you captured?
Well, it was like a tournament, but also a normal fishing day for the fishers. So after the fish was caught and landed, we weighed them so that we could calculate for the prizes. And then some of them were actually sold right there on the beach.
Oh, great.
Did you buy any?
You know what? I couldn't, because I was overworking myself. So I didn't get a chance to. But I know one fisherman in particular, which he won a good amount of prizes. He got his fish sold right there on the beach. So that's good for him. Some of them went back to their other landing areas, and I guess they did sell their fish.
It's incredible.
So what are you mentioned that he won, that particular fisherman won a lot of prizes. What categories did he win in, and what were the prizes to be won?
Okay, so some of the prizes to be won was biggest shark, which is Specifically, there's like one person who usually does go to catch the shark. I think there was a video of him back up earlier when he was like a big hype. By the name
we
of
had lots of sharks.
Yes.
Shark catching.
yes, so they were catching them down deep bay.
Yes, I remember
So
that.
the fisher was Wayne Williams and Kenneth Miller. We had biggest poundage, which was weight overall. And then we had our biggest yellowfin tuna, which is the most common tuna in our waters. Biggest marlin, unfortunately, no one caught any.
Marlin, okay.
Biggest mai, I'll use the local term. Mai, and biggest wahoo. That's what we had the prizes for. We also had our best dressed crew.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So they
Jamie
won.
would have won that one.
But next time.
I don't think I'm dressed for fishing, Mimi, but we'll see.
Yeah, we had they won a lunch and haul voucher, compliments of Sink's Marine Works Limited. Yes. And they also got little cute medals. Each of the crew members got one of those.
Okay.
So
Were there any
She's good.
females who participated? Are there any female fisher
we
ladies on the island?
have fisher ladies. However, none of them were on board any of the fishing vessels that was in the tournament.
Oh, okay. Maybe next time.
All right, so we know that the department plays a very important role in monitoring and organizing the local fishing industry. What takes place during the registration of fishers?
For the registration of fishers, you know what? First of all, let's just say it's free. Because we have a lot of people who go out fishing. I mean, some of them don't know. Some of them who do, they just say, we're just going out fish, make $1, you know? But all they have to do is come to the Department of Marine Resources, walk with 2 government-issued IDs, and they can sign the paper, the registration form right there, and that's it.
So it's a very simple process.
Very, very
So,
simple.
I mean, okay. So we understand that they're supposed to register their boats, but why? What is the benefit? As you said, some of them know that they can do it, but they're like, I don't have to. Why would register my boat?
Register, well, it's illegal to remove anything from the ocean without being a registered fisher. Just that right there. And then,
So you're saying if I go to fish, or if I'm going on the ocean in a vessel?
even if we go in, no, some of them, they have like, some people invite others as an observer. Once you're not putting out a line to catch anything to bring back to the boat or to go home to personally, then that's fine.
Okay.
But once you actually engage in the activity of fishing, then you should be a registered fisher.
So first of all, it's illegal to not to.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question to ask you very quickly on the importation of marine products. What do you know about the guidelines? What can you tell us about those guidelines?
Okay, for fishery products, let's do, okay, most people bring in aquarium fish, tropical fish. So what they would need to do is they would have to be registered, of course, and then they would have to acquire a permit from us to import the fish. Now, once we give them the permit, they will send it off to the supplier, and then the supplier would the supplier will give them a health certificate, because we want to make sure that whatever we bring into the Federation is healthy and not contaminated, because we don't want to make anything spread in our waters either.
Correct.
If there is an incident where it gets released unintentionally. And then we also ask for the invoice. Sometimes the company will give you an invoice. Sometimes it's a CARICOM market invoice. So once we have those documents, then we issue an import permit, which is just $20. Small fees again. Yeah. So once all of this is done, then they can bring in the fish safely and they could clear it, no problem.